Here.
Mr. King here. Forum present.
As you wish, please stand for the pledge and the invocation.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clark?
Dear Lord, we thank you for all the gifts that you bestowed on us. We ask for your blessings and your wisdom and your guidance and discernment in all these decisions that are made today. We also ask that some of our family members here at the county are sick and some of their spouses are sick, and we ask divine healing upon them. All these things we ask in your Son's name, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you. The set the agendas on the board. I'd like to point out, I just learned that the 12 file cabinets are not old and red. Ready. It's just a new system has been incorporated. So if any of your offices need a set of filing cabinets, please speak to Brian about this. Okay, a motion to approve consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, I want to go to another pair of glasses. Those aren't going to make it through the meeting. Okay. Hey, why they're not going to make it? I want to tear them apart right now. What?
I had to ask him.
That's all right. Okay, we're going to do a bid opening now for the TAP grant. Public opening of all bids received.
We have two bids.
Adam is going to open those.
First bid is Joker's Paving. Make sure everything's in order. Signature. Bid bond, their bid is $817,268.80.
That's not the total bid, that's just the roadway part.
Sorry, you are correct. $1,044,358.40. Thank you, Mike or Mark. Second bid is Hessling Construction. Bid bond, good. C4 signed and notarized. Total bid for Hessling Construction is $1,032,404.85. We have two.
We have two.
Okay.
Okay, Adam, what's the process now?
We will take this back. The general contractor will have 3 days to get all their DBE submissions in, which is a disadvantaged business. And then we'll make our assessment, because they come in over a little bit over budget than what we estimated, so, and then we'll get with you. We got to send everything off to MoDOT.
Okay. So that's the process and that's the finish of this item now.
Unless we go out to rebid.
Okay.
Adam, will MoDOT have to look this over?
Yeah, MoDOT
So
will.
how much time are we looking at?
I haven't seen these copies of those.
No, you want to make copies, and I'll take the copies or original, whatever you want.
Either one,
One bit.
it doesn't matter to me.
Sorry. What was that, Gary?
Will this be a timely process, or? I know
Depends.
with John and them-
Sometimes MoDOT can turn it around in 30 days, sometimes it'll take 2 months.
Well, then I wanted everybody to realize it's been 3.5 years
Yes.
and we're finally bidding it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty slow process.
And we had conceptual drawings to you guys
Yeah.
when, end of last year, and it's just the process on these TAP grants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is there, excuse me, is there a cost share involved with this?
Yes, it is. I believe it's 75-25. So county's only on the hook for 25% of the project.
All right, any other questions? Okay, we'll move along then to the next item. Permission to bid. John?
John Gross, Highway Administrator. Need permission to bid out road striping to various roads within the county. And we're looking to stripe about 35 miles of road.
Okay. So the process of bidding, who takes care of that? Okay.
Clerk's office.
All right,
We just need permission to do so.
all right. Motion to allow permission to bid for road striping.
I make a motion, we give permission to bid for the road striping on the various projects to the road and bridge.
Second?
Second.
Questions? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Aye.
Open the library's ballots. It's one of our retirement systems here in the county.
Yeah, they should start anything. They have till July 31st to complete the project, so you've actually 70 up on that. I don't know if you've heard. These issues right now.
That is. Somebody said, what did I leave on the table?
Got one project. Well, and concrete down there, it's not possible. All the extensions are down there, and concrete, quality issues. So between capital.
Yes, it's in our lax moment now. Didn't have my stern face on.
Inspection side of it, all the cylinders.
I don't know if it's just what I read. A MoDOT sign. So MoDOT and National have a idea of how long it's going to take.
Pretty big serious problem.
So we want to back up on us. We were wondering, well, as far as back up on us for the contract.
I'm sure capital is all hands on deck on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna drive
One of that falls back on,
South County.
And the MoDOT inspectors.
MoDOT inspector, but also the concrete side. I mean, hey, the Mets, I mean, with Mets, they do irrigation, they do, when there's sidewalks.
I get those
And it
boxes.
meets strand, and all of a sudden it's just falling apart. That's the longevity.
If I take two, I better go to bed early.
They're gonna be, they don't know what they need.
Michael.
2 years ago, MoDOT was bisected. MoDOT ain't flipping the bill.
Clay, who's your representative?
Clay will?
It's for.
All right.
retirement.
Clay will be.
Well, you're back to order here. As we kind of expected, Clay Copeland will be our rep in that, has been for a while. So, and did you get any other votes at all?
Yeah, there's several, Corey, and unfortunately, somebody was crazy, and put my name on 2 of them, I threw those out.
Yeah.
And Teresa.
Okay.
So,
All right, so we now have that one settled. Thank you. Assignment of new job and grade. Corey?
Corey Schrum, HR. We would like to create the position of the Chief Deputy Collector, which does not exist now, and we want to move Angela Mayfield there. We want to grade it as a 6, to be effective 9/7/24, which is the first day of the pay period. She'll go at 5%.
What was your grade, Corey? I'm sorry.
To a grade 6.
Do we need to do that in 2 motions to accept the position and then do that, or can we do it all at one time?
it makes it simpler if you do them individually.
Okay.
But, one of the things I wanted to point out, Commissioners, is a couple of people had asked, well, I thought we weren't gonna do this because we did, this is what the recommendation of theirs is, when they're created a new position or to backfill, or when people, because there's gonna be people retiring, and people fill the position, that doesn't mean that person's gonna fill it the same pay grade because of the years of service, but there is a method to the madness that creates these positions when.
And we have a set of rules that are given to us by CBIS, so Corey follows those rules, and this comes within those rules.
One of those rules is have substantially added to their current work duties and responsibilities. And that's qualifies.
It does.
It's okay. That's just one of the rules and qualifies the others too.
So to make it simple, I would make a motion for one, and then we'll make the second. These are
Okay.
the questions.
Motion to accept the title.
Going to make a motion, we put in a new title of Chief Deputy Collector in the Tyler system, or not, the CBIS system.
Okay? And-
I'll second that. And Corey, this is really the only position available in that job, in that position.
Only one person will be able
Yeah.
to have that title.
Okay. Have a motion second. Questions? All in favor of accepting the title, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Now we talk about the pay grade, a 5% up on that. Motion?
I'll make a motion, we, do the 5%, and Angela Mayfield to the grade 6 Chief Deputy Collector.
Second?
I'll second that.
What's that specific figure that you're talking about?
5%
Of what?
She's going to go to 1970.
Okay. Other questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Now, next item, similar. Another job title change or addition. That's correct, right?
That is correct. Now, this one is going to be, we're going to ask it to be made effective in January. So when Vesta takes.
This coming January.
Yes,
Okay.
when Vesta takes office, she's gonna change some things around in that office. They are no longer going to be admin assistants, they're going to be deputy public administrators, and that's because, they are court appointed by the judge to do these duties in her office. We may look at it again for the following year to reevaluate it, but this is what we wanna do for 2025. We want to create this position and we want to grade it as a 4. And then in January, we want to move Brianna to that.
Are you putting the number 4 on this?
Well, that's the grade on the
The
salary
grade,
schedule,
okay.
yes.
Okay. So, motion to establish.
Where is she now, though? Is she-
She's in a 3.
She is in a 3, and the position title is?
Right now, they are admin assistants,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna make it Deputy Public Administrator.
She is a 3 and I am a 4 currently, and so she's.
We
only
think
up
you're a 10.
A grade.
I just wanted
But, and then for an additional, because I would like to have 2, so.
We're going to have to fill Vesta's spot.
Well, that's gonna take a while.
I know.
So we're adding first, we're gonna add, I make a
So-
motion, we add the new job, Deputy Public Administrator to the CBIS.
Okay, second?
I'll second.
Question? On favor, aye?
Aye.
Now we talk about the grade on this.
And so Brianna, we want to put her in that grade effective January, and that will be at 1867.
Okay?
And then we have, of course, the range, so when Vesta is ready to hire and replace herself, then she's got that range in that grade 4 to find somebody qualified.
Okay. Okay, any other questions? On favor of the new pay grade, the price, please say aye.
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 This is the first one to add the job, correct? We have to hire that one
Wait a
first.
minute. No, we've added the job.
Yeah, you didn't get a motion.
We didn't get
on
it
the
all in
second.
favor, did we?
You didn't get a motion on the second.
Oh, on the second one, yeah, we didn't make a motion yet on the second one, but did we all in favor on the
On the
first
first
one?
one,
Okay,
yes.
sorry, that's what I
Okay,
was-
so we need a motion.
Motion to put
To accept the
Brianna
pay grade.
Johnson. Yeah,
Okay.
to accept the pay grade.
Hang in there, folks, we're
Sorry.
working at it. Okay, motion, please.
Make the motion that we add Brianna Johnson to the grade 4 effective January 1st, 2025.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Now, any questions?
Sorry.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
See, no.
What about 3 or 4 more of those?
I'm
We had
on.
some confusion going on. Okay, sales tax report, thank you, Parks. Up 6.07%. And you can see that it's slowing down a little bit through the year, but hanging in there. So we're up 10 million this year, so of that plus, and that looks like heading for 12, 13 million for the year. So anyway, that's a report. The Prop P is showing a 28% increase year to date. So it's, we're now at 1.8, well, 1.9 million, and that's gonna head over 2 million easily. So, anyway, easily, so maybe more than that. So anyway, that's looking pretty good. Marijuana, we don't have a year to compare that with yet, but the total receipts are there on the board. Anybody want to comment or whatever? Okay, next meeting, right here, next week. Correspondence, public comments, departmental reports, yes.
I was contacted by the district bridge engineer last week in regards to one of our bridges, which is on Old 8 Highway between M and New 8 by the West County School. It previously had an 18-ton load limit. We now have to post that as a 5-ton due to some structure issues. They came out and re-inspected that at the beginning of the year, and they finally got us a report out. So I was mentioning to Commissioner Cater that make sure that that gets prioritized this year on our call for projects through MoDOT on the BRO projects. It has been our #1 the last 2 years. Unfortunately, it has not been replaced. We've been awarded other bridges, even though that was our #1. So this year, the rating should be bad enough that it should
I
get
think with
awarded
them
to
dropping
us.
it down and the buses being a big priority, I
correct.
think that probably will
So
move.
is that gonna restrict any traffic?
It is 5 tons, so I mean, you can run a passenger car across it, but anything.
And that's on Highway 8?
It's on Old Highway
It's on
8.
Old Highway,
yeah.
So anything that's licensed over 5 tons not supposed to cross it.
That bridge is heavily used by big trucks.
Well, in the school district, because the sight distance is better on the west side of Old 8 than it is coming out at M
Yeah.
and New 8.
John, am I right? This is we knew this bridge. This is really
We've
one
had
of
it
the
on-
last bridges we have to replace.
We've had this on the list the last
Yeah.
2 years as our #1
Yeah, and then
through
when they
the
made
call
a-
for projects, and we still have not
Yeah.
had it replaced.
You
I
know,
don't
they
know
had
who's on the
second
board.
call. They took the other bridge, right? So, but I don't, any
Yeah.
rhyme or reason, but I think, that bridge will if I'm to be a betting man, I would bet that would be.
It was
there.
2 away from getting selected
Yeah,
last year.
So,
What's the length of that bridge?
120 something feet. It's a 4-span bridge.
Okay, any other departmental reports?
I've got one, couple things. One, we still have not got the ballot set for the election. As of 5 o'clock today is the drop dead time. There's an issue before the Supreme Court. Right now, there's 6 issues presently on the ballot, and they're very long and detailed, which is going to cause some problems. Last week, I was at our annual conference to get our continuing education. Wanted to go over some of the stuff that we covered. One, administrating of the opioid settlement and what projects, in their opinion from the state, would qualify, which ones would. The legal update from Travis Elliott. This is 3 days, so there's how to handle sunshine requests. Trying to say the things that were pertinent here. One of the things was talking about the Senate Bill 190 and the fact that some of the counties have put issues on the ballot that the wording is not approved. The bill that passed approved wording that can go on the ballot if a petition is made. It didn't approve a petition of anything to go on the ballot. So that's going to create more lawsuits for counties that put the wrong wording on the ballot. So that's of interest. We're talking about, I guess, you have some input, let me know. I'm wanting to extend the hours of our Election Central during those last 2 weeks of no excuse balloting till 6 o'clock. So we go from 8 to 6 and probably go 2 Saturdays. We have to get more people out of the polls. Because with people reading 6 issues, and we're going to send out a card talking about how to go to our website and read the issues before you go in, and the fact that you can vote it early. But there are a lot of places like Park Hill City Hall, for example.
We're gonna have
They
traffic
do
jam.
not have
Yeah.
room for people to sit around for a half an hour and read issues because they have too much volume there. We're expecting, St. Louis County, we went to their election before, they're expecting an 80% turnout. I'd say we're expecting a low 70s turnout, which is 3 times what it was in the primaries. So we're gonna have to we're gonna have to deal with that. So we're talking about sending a letter out, talking about several of those subjects, not a letter, but a postcard, and making the aware of if we change our times over there to try to encourage more people to vote over there. So that's about it. Like I said, the 6 issues, it's a front and back, and the 6 issues cover the whole page and back, everything from betting to the minimum wage raise, the casino at the Lake Ozarks. So we got that, I got my certificate, and I got these cool socks. This was my big thing from, you know, county office holders, so I wanted to point those out. That was the 3 days, and I got socks. So, kind of bothers me.
I have a question. Will the ballots, Kevin, be written in plain language, or will it be
No.
constitutional
The
language?
constitutional language, and we will offer on our website site they have an official plain language that I would encourage media to talk about and put on in the paper where we're saying this is what this one does. Because there's one dealing with law enforcement that's really difficult to understand. If you go into that booth without reading and have an idea, it's gonna take you a long time to try to go through it. So that's one thing. And the other thing is, we're gonna get delayed here because we should already have our ballots. The language should have been approved about a week ago, but they've taken it to the last minute with these lawsuits. And so they can, even the Supreme Court could delay it today. If they delay it today, I don't know how we will get our absentee ballots processed. They have to be printed, and you have the same, that's why I have when we have a sole supply, they do the vast majority of the ballots in the state, and they all then have to print, and because this is a general election, I have to order a ballot for every registered individual. I can't estimate, say, okay, I think we're gonna have a 40% turnout, let's print 50% of the ballots, because you cannot be short on a federal election. So, point being, everybody has to do that. And like St. Louis County, they have to do millions, so they're gonna be delayed. By this time, maybe the wording wouldn't be official yet, but there wasn't anything happened, so they go ahead and print the stuff and then don't send it out until it's officially the number. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
I think they're fighting today about the abortion issue.
Yes.
And that may or may not be on the ballot, so
Right.
that determines the printing.
The judge Friday took it off the ballot because there's several things in there that people are arguing over already. Does it authorize gender change? Does it, because it's so vague that the judge says, yeah, they brought it up and said, here's 4 questions that we don't know what it does. The problem with that is, we've just experienced with Senate Bill 190.
Yeah.
If you pass a bill and it's so vague
Yeah.
that anybody can interpret whatever they want, then it's gonna just be lawsuit city, and that was one of the things that almost everybody that has passed that so far has said that it's a nightmare, authorizing it, and then the lawsuits, people threatening lawsuits that if they don't do it this way or do it that way, what's subject to interpretation. But abortion, Supreme Court's gonna hear it right now, are hearing it right now. They're supposed to have a decision to either put it on, take it off, or extend the time by 5 o'clock tonight.
Okay. Thank you. Any
Kevin,
other?
Kevin, if I may, talking about vague laws, has there ever been any more clarification of the seniors'
That's what we're talking
property
about now.
taxes?
I will comment about that in just a second.
He's got something prepared.
Okay, any other comments, questions on departmental reports?
Carol.
Yeah, Carol?
On the plain language version of these issues, does it always also tell how many pages it will add to the Constitution? The marijuana issue added 40 pages to the Missouri Constitution.
Which issue is
Maybe
that?
this long on the ballot, but it was 40 pages in our Constitution.
That's why they're trying to do initiative petition reform.
I know.
Remember, I was the person that did that over 15 years ago, and it still hasn't gotten done. Elliot Davis was wanting me to, why I'm taking the, well, there's only about a third, about a half of the states, they have the ability to change their constitution by just voting on it on the fly. And the danger of that is because the low threshold of signatures required a couple of years ago, and that's what I started when we had the guy that that a big billionaire from out of state wanted something on it, and he brought in and paid for all the signature gatherers and did it right, and then put it on the ballot, and we're changing our constitution because some guy from out of state, you know, that wanted it changed. And so they still have not gotten an agreement on what needs to be done. Because most issues, since they only have to have a couple of congressional, because the signatures are all gathered in the metropolitan areas and do not come out here in this area to, and so that's what, but yeah, it's a big change to throw all these things in the Constitution. We got 6 different things that are gonna be looked at for the Constitution change this time.
Okay, any other departmental reports?
I'd just like to point out that tomorrow is Patriots Day in the United States, and we should take time to remember what the events that occurred September 11th over 2 decades ago.
Over 2 decades ago now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Rich, you asked about Senate Bill 190 and also the follow-up Senate Bill 756. As of today, you'll find on our website my letter responding to this. Nick, is that under sfcgov.org/commission?
It's actually on the main page under announcements.
Okay, under announcements, okay.
It's right there.
Okay, it's a full, tightly, single line letter, but it explains where we are, what we're doing, how we'll do it. And so I hope you read that and learn a little bit. Okay, any other situations? Any other comments? Okay. I understand we had a grant award. Bridget, you know any details?
I hate to take away her spotlight, but she was awarded the grant. It's a 5-year grant, and it's $400,000 a year.
Okay.
So-
This is a repeat.
No, this is a new grant, so this is with Family Treatment Court and Drug Court combined.
Okay.
So,
How have they been funded in the past?
well, Drug Court is funded by the state and the patrons that are in it.
Okay.
Family Treatment Court just was running off of the previous grant that they had.
Okay, I was asking Quinn.
Yeah, so this is mostly going to be for Family Treatment Court, but I believe that Drug Court will be able to use it as well.
I was talking to one of them, whichever, and asking about the possibility of opioid funds for that. And they instantly went to the grant situation and said they would learn in early September, which apparently they have. And I assumed at that point that was a repetitive grant that they were operating on. So I was wrong on that part. Okay, so it still may be a possibility that they can have a program that qualifies for our opioid situation.
Correct, yeah. I mean, that was our thought as far as if they didn't get the grant, possibly the
Yeah.
county could continue to fund the Family Treatment Court with the opioid funds, because that's, you know, what they're
Well,
dealing
from
with.
every indication, their work is outstanding and productive.
Right, which
So,
is
we'll
why I
have to
think that they
maintain
got
that.
the grant. They were able to prove that they've done a good job, so.
Okay.
Yep,
Well,
so
that's
that'll be
good.
for 5 years.
Okay, that's good news. That's not a matching grant?
Nope, fully funded.
Full 400,000.
Mm-hmm.
Any other comments at all?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.